this finally the end of the Bricks and Minifigs scandal? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have just had, literally in the last 15 minutes, a statement from Bricks and Minifigs regarding the whole situation. Now, if you do go on to enjoy this content, please leave it a like, drop a hype on the video, because I don't think this is going to be quite solved just yet. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We're trying to hit 5,000 by the end of the year. And like I said in the intro there, the Bricks and Minifigs scandal could now be coming to an end. As of about 15 minutes ago, Bricks and Minifigs put out a massive statement. We're going to go through it and talk about some of the more interesting points. So they start off by saying this is a joint statement from BAM Franchising and the Mansell family. Now that is very interesting, because have the Mansell family had any input on this statement, or is it on behalf of them through Bricks and Minifigs, and we need to wait to hear from Bryan and the Mansell family? Well, the first bit says BAM Franchising Inc., Ammon and Matt McNeff, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, Brandon Bess and the Mansell family are pleased to announce that they have reached a comprehensive and amicable resolution of a private civil dispute relating to the Mansell family's Lego Star Wars collection. Now what's interesting in there is that Josh Johnson and Brandon Bess are named. I thought they cut ties with Bricks and Minifigs. I thought they stepped down, moved away completely, but this is a joint statement from BAM Franchising and the Mansell family. So why are Josh Johnson and Brandon Bess being named? Did they really step away? There's rumors that they do own other stores, so I know they're involved in this obviously, but you can't put joint statement from BAM Franchising and the Mansell family when the other two are not even part of either of them apparently, so they must be part of the BAM franchising bit. So have we been lied to yet again? Now they also mentioned there is an amicable resolution, so I'll be interested to see what that is. I haven't read this statement at all. This is the first time I'm reading this with you guys. Then goes on to say the collection was originally consigned to a former operator of the Bricks and Minifigs Salem, Kaiser, Oregon store, and we know that to be Crystal. Now I actually reached out to her a while ago, about 2-3 weeks ago now, asking her if she had any more information that she could share, that she wanted out there, and she said that she has something coming, so it'll be interesting to see what that is, but obviously she couldn't say what because it's all under legal matters. The next part then says the settlement agreement is a compromise of disputed claims. It is not an admission of liability, wrongdoing or unlawful conduct by BAM, the Mansells or any other released party. I would imagine that's meant to say related party. I don't know if that's the right wording, but hey, that's literally irrelevant. But the fact there that it said this is not an admission of liability, wrongdoing or unlawful conduct, they're covering their asses yet again, because if you've had to give back some stuff, then obviously you know you have to take liability for that. So if you have to give him money, if you have to give him the set, whatever the outcome is that we're going to get to, you are liable for that, so you have to take liability for that. So yeah, I don't know, it's weird wording yet again, and I just think they're just trying to get this off their back so they can carry on as normal, which is never going to happen. The Mansells confirm that they have been compensated by BAM for the losses associated with their consignment arrangement, and thus are releasing all their legal claims against BAM, its leadership, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, Brandon Bess, and any current Bricks and Minifigs franchisee. BAM, the McNeffs, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson and Brandon Bess likewise will dismiss their lawsuit against Bryan Mansell. Well, I guess without hearing Bryan's side, we'll never know for sure, but according to this, he has now been made whole. He has been compensated and things are now back to normal, supposedly. But the interesting part about that is there is no mention of Reckless Ben or Crystal, the former store. Now, the interesting part about that is there is no mention of Reckless Ben or Crystal, the previous store owner, so I assume the lawsuits against them are still ongoing. The next bit says, through the exchange of records and information during the legal and mediation processes, the parties developed a more complete understanding of what had occurred. The underlying dispute arose from a consignment contract between the Mansell family and the Salem, Kaiser, Oregon store. BAM, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson and Brandon Bess were not parties to it. So the courts clearly disregarded the fact that there's footage of them all taking ownership of that consignment, which is actually crazy. It's on camera, it's clear as day. I don't know how they've dismissed that, but hey, it is what it is. We know the whole thing's a little bit corrupt. It then says the Mansell's loss arose in part from the sale, accounting, storage, disposition and of inventory by the former operator of the store. So they are still shifting all the blame over to Crystal and the former owners of that store, even though, like I said, there is footage of them taking full ownership when they did come and take that store off her. So they're still trying to pass that blame. I don't know why. We've seen it. There's still a lot of things in this that just don't make too much sense to me. And hopefully Bryan will come out of a statement as well, because if this is the end of it, I do understand they want to get it sorted and resolved, but you know, Crystal, Ben, they still got theirs going on. You know, they still need to support him because at the end of the day, she's had her store taken from him. She's getting the blame for all this. Yeah, partly, I guess, maybe wasn't done correctly, but it's not all her fault. Like, you saw that, you've seen all the footage. It's Bam's fault, let's be honest, right? So, you know, you've got Reckless Ben as well, who's pretty much not done anything wrong. So, yeah, I don't know, this thing's still not over, in my opinion. Now, the next bit says, as part of the settlement, Bryan Mansell was assigned to Bam his claims under the original consignment contract. Bam may elect to pursue these claims against those responsible. You're responsible. I don't know why we're going after anyone else. Still, again, trying to pass the blame. The Mansells have agreed to provide relevant records in support of Bam's claims. The parties believe that this places responsibility for remedying any remaining fault with the appropriate party. It then says Bam recognises that the Mansell family experienced a genuine loss, prolonged uncertainty and considerable frustration after the original contract was not properly administered by the former operator of the store and during the transition from the former operator to the replacement franchisees. So that statement bit right there says everything you need to know, really. You admit that everything was done wrong by everyone involved. You admit that he had a loss and should have been compensated for that. So why didn't you just do that? Why have we got to this point? I just really don't understand that. It then says Bam regrets that it did not more quickly access information necessary to understand and resolve the matter. Okay, fair enough. I mean, about time they admitted that, right? But still, a bit late, really, isn't it? Bam have issued an unqualified apology. What does that mean? Bam has issued an unqualified apology. What the hell does that mean? You either give them an apology or you don't. An unqualified apology to the Mansell family for the losses and pain suffered from the events surrounding this dispute. The parties recognised that many Bricks and Minifigs franchises and employees had no involvement with events surrounding this dispute and hope that this resolution brings closure to everyone affected and all may return to their normal business activities and personal lives. This guy thinks this is going away. This isn't going anywhere. Until we hear Bryan's side, you've still got Crystal's ongoing case, you've still got Ben's ongoing stuff, we've still got part 4 to come, and he said there's many parts. So yeah, I don't know how long this is still going to go on for, but an unofficial or what the hell was that part of the statement? I don't know. They are losing their minds, if you ask me. I don't think any of that statement was done with sincerity. I don't think they're sorry at all. They're just trying to clear everybody's names. They're trying to get back to normal, which you guys are just not going to let happen. Brick by brick and boycott Bam is still in full effect. And yeah, that statement to me is crazy. I don't know. There's a lot in that just doesn't make too much sense. Some of the wording is very odd. Some of it doesn't even read English, like they've not worded it properly. I don't know who's written that. Was that Ammon himself? Was that Mr. McNeff himself? Because he's got a habit of screwing things up, so he probably wrote that as well. But yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments, guys. This is not over, so make sure you hype the video, spread the message far and wide, leave a like on it, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and yeah, we'll wait for Bryan's update.